Ladies and gentlemen, we're here.
I'm part of the Kliq, isn't everybody?
Yes! 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 I got an idea, yeah. Beat up John Cena!
Give me a hell yeah!
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Too sweet! Here goes the mother! This is where the power lies!
I am the man.
If you can, come on!
It's showtime, folks!
The following episode is scheduled for one fall, and it is for your listening pleasure. This is In The Kliq.
What's up, everybody? Baby Huey here, and joining me once again is my brother Tommy. How's it going?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
And joining us virtually is our good brother from Pro Wrestling 101 on Instagram. It's Richard. How's it going, man?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
That's Richard doing his best Tommy impression.
That was good.
Oh, man. What a night. Oh, my God. Well, first off, happy Valentine's Day to both of you guys. You're both my Valentine.
Yeah, thank you both for being my Valentine.
You're welcome.
I choose you.
I'm sending that to people today. And also, be my friend.
Nah, to quote the Jay Giles band, love stinks. Oh, be friends. With the B, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I choose you. With the choo-choo train, yeah. Those are the classic Simpson Valentine cards
Oh, man. And,
Ralph Wiggum had.
Richard, by the way, I hope you appreciate this. You know, we're slowly trying to add to the decor of the Delmore Casa where we record our end of the podcast at. So in the background in here in the office, we have cardboard cutouts of Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock.
Yeah, I finally dug those out of the attic upstairs.
Why?
Yeah.
Why does The Rock look bent?
Oh, no, it's just leaning forward.
Yeah, it's just a little, yeah.
It's just like, cause, you know, it's behind the couch, and so the top half is just falling forward.
I don't understand why that's happening.
It's physics, man. Is it physics? Is that the term?
Rule physics.
Whatever.
Yeah. Law physics, whatever.
Rocks can't bend.
Yeah, that's true. That's.
By the way, you see the new trailer for Young Rock?
Yes,
Or
I did,
some clip,
actually.
or at least what I've been seeing on Instagram, it's like clips of the different actors playing the different wrestlers from the 80s, so it looks pretty awesome.
The guy whoever is playing Savage looks like Savage. That is pretty nutty.
Yeah,
The guy playing Vince, I don't know.
That's Adam Ray. He's a comedian.
Doesn't really look like Vince to
I know
me.
that's someone I want to interview. He's played the Punchline many times over the years. I just never had time to actually meet him in person. Next time he comes to Bay Area, whenever this pandemic ends, now I have a totally great reason to talk to him. What's it like to play Vince McMahon?
Who played
It's
Andre?
never going to end.
Some tall actor.
Yeah.
Is there some tall guy?
No, baby.
So looking forward to that. I think that premieres this week, right? I think that's where it starts on NBC.
On
so.
NBC.
Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, so maybe it's fun little bonus content we could talk about or something. But
And it'll probably be on Peacock as well.
yeah, which will also be the future home of the WWE Network in about a month from now. So this was the last NXT TakeOver today on the WWE Network before it switches over to Peacock. But so what a great way to celebrate Valentine's Day with NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. It's in the books now, and man, Richard, I don't know about you, but my immediate reaction after this show, I bet Undisputed Era shirts are going to be 50% off now at WWEshop.com.
A few days.
I'm wearing one right now, and I feel kind of, I don't know, I feel like kind of like an idiot wearing it.
I'll be the first one to say it. You called this week after week after week, and it finally happened for you.
Where's the Leonardo DiCaprio meme now? See,
Pointing.
You're 1 in 50 now.
50 weeks, whatever it's been.
Yeah.
But we thought
you just throw it out there once.
But I thought it was going to be Roderick Strong, the one that turned heel. You know?
No.
Man,
that bastard Adam Cole.
Yeah.
My God. So they really did shock the system. Well, at least Adam Cole did tonight.
Yeah.
The whole landscape of NXT.
Right.
So put them all on notice. So we could save that for the very end if you want to really dig deep into
We can
that.
dig into it now if you want. I don't care.
Do you want to do what Pat McAfee had to say?
Okay. So, a great NXT TakeOver. We'll get into all the matches and our thoughts and the highlights and all that good stuff. But yeah, the very end, Finn Balor was getting attacked by Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch.
Yeah.
And Undisputed Era, the Cavalry come running out to make the save. And it was just the three of them, no Bobby Fish.
Yeah.
And, they chase away the two bad guys, the tag champions, and then the four of them are celebrating. And Kyle O'Reilly, was pointing to the Undisputed Era logo on their hoodie, his hoodie, and I was kind of sitting there. I was like, are they trying to offer him a spot in the Undisputed Era somewhat? I know they had the pose off a couple weeks ago, and we see this moment here, so I don't know. And they kind of posed, the three of them do the Undisputed Era hand gesture. Finn Balor just did the guns, with his fingers out there, and then Adam Cole super kicks Finn Balor, and the other two guys are looking at him like shocked, and you hear Adam Cole say, "That's my belt. That's my belt," and I was like, "Oh my God!" Like. It's obvious his motivation the whole time. He's been wanting that title back ever since he lost it last summer. And then Kyle O'Reilly looked very shocked and was like, "Hey man, we're all cool." And Adam Cole super kicks Kyle O'Reilly and then walks off, and Roderick Strong stands there in the middle, standing in the ropes, kind of undecided what's going on.
A little dumbfounded.
Man, a lot to break down. What already was a great show leaves on this ultimate big cliffhanger, and that alone, I love that. It feels like such a 90s feel. I don't know, Richard, what do you think of just that finish, the conclusion to this takeover?
First of all, I didn't care for this show. Secondly,
really?
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Okay,
there was a lot not to like. I like two matches. I don't think you'll be able to guess which ones I like, but I thought the finish was great. The finishing 5 minutes of the main event, and then the aftermath of the main event was really good.
Okay.
A little confused as to why Pete Dunne and his crew dipped out so quickly after they wiped out Kyle and Finn. You kind of think that now they've got some bones to go at and attack. So, I don't want to say I saw it coming, but there was a moment where Adam Cole gave him a look, and it was just like, there's no way he's going to let him in this group. Mm-hmm. But him getting Kyle was different. So that was the one that was more like, whoa.
Yeah. I mean, attacking Finn Balor makes sense because he's like, dude, he's not one of us. He's never been one of us. They've had beef with him ever since he's returned to NXT, and even so, I get what you're saying, because it's been really amazing the last couple months. Adam Cole's really taken a back seat. Theoretically, he is the leader of the Undisputed Era for the last 3 years, and you see Kyle O'Reilly getting a lot of attention, and so to see Adam Cole at the time was being very supportive of his friend, very cutting very babyface like promos in support of Kyle O'Reilly. And so it was really kind of a shocker to see him take that back seat. But nonetheless, you're like, oh, that's really cool. He had his time to shine for the last couple of years off and on between tag champions, North American title reign, and NXT championship reigns, and all the great matches he had. So it's like, oh, okay, he's just, not necessarily on cruise control, taking a couple months off. He's just being supportive of his friend getting an opportunity. But his true colors came out, man. And deep down, I'm sure he's been very jealous, I guess maybe is the word, of seeing Kyle O'Reilly get all the attention when he's been the guy for so long, and he deserves, I'm sure in his mind, deserves to have that back or wants it back. So,
well, you could also look at it. You could also look at it that Kyle's undisputed mindset is not where it should be if he's not defending his buddy Adam.
Yeah.
Because it's not like he super kicked Finn and then immediately super kicked Kyle. Kyle kind of got in his face about it, and that's when he kicked him.
Yeah, it's like, dude, this guy is not one of us, and we do not, like, that's the title I want. We're not gonna let him into the group, and therefore as him as NXT champion, does he become all of a sudden the automatic leader, the new leader of Undisputed Era? So I can see that point of view for Adams. Like, screw this guy, the three of us in the ring, we'll take him out. And then, second, Kyle O'Reilly showed some sympathy towards Finn. That's what probably set off Adam. Like, dude, you're not in it anymore. Your head's not in the right space. So 2 super kicks in a row. Very much felt like a little Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels barber shop in the ring, though. Super kick some sense into them and walk out of there. So it's amazing. Tommy, you have a Pat McAfee's tweet, right?
Yeah.
So,
it also felt like when they kicked Ole Anderson out of the Four Horsemen.
Yeah, that too. So it's, I mean, there's a lot of questions. I mean, we got a lot of answers tonight, but also a lot of questions afterwards.
Pat McAfee tweeted out, "Who would have thought Adam Cole, a certified scumbag, color me surprised."
So Pat McAfee's like, I told you all he's a scumbag, and you guys all hated me for this. And that was obviously the beginning of Adam Cole's babyface run, was this whole Pat McAfee feud there. So, man.
I've always said that Pat McAfee's a gentleman and a scholar.
I remember that. Save this clip. We'll save this for Pat. Remember that. But
when we had Pat on the show.
Yes, exactly. So it's a shocker, man. So I don't know if Undisputed Era are technically done, or it's just Kyle's kicked out and they'll just go back to a 3-man group, or is the next story beat, it's going to be Roderick Strong's going to have to decide whose side does he pick, Adam Cole or Kyle O'Reilly. Does Adam Cole break off from Undisputed Era completely and just go on a solo run, just no faction to work with, and maybe that'll give him a reason to go up to Raw or SmackDown that much sooner? A lot of questions, man, but nonetheless, still a very shocking ending to this takeover. So, let's jump right into it and just start breaking down these matches here. Actually, let's go ahead and just some of the breaking news that happened before takeover. So, during the pre-show, I didn't watch the pre-show. I just saw the highlights on Twitter. But Eli Drake, or I guess formerly known as Eli Drake, So he came out with Wade Barrett and that other guy from Barstool Sports.
Yeah.
So he made an appearance, and it's official. He signed with NXT, and he's now going by LA Knight now. And we see him
such a porn name.
So we saw a contract signing later in the pay-per-view with William Regal. So it's official. The Eli Drake, or I guess now going by LA Knight. LA Knight.
He's Louisiana Knight, right?
Yeah.
I was like, what kind of name is that? So
he's the Raging Cajun.
And then also it was announced that Taya Valkyrie has officially signed with WWE and will be with NXT, and looks like she'll be a part of the spring class, I guess you want to call it that.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, this is something we both talked about recently, especially Taya Valkyrie, when she was, contract was up with Impact and she was written off, getting arrested for shooting Johnny Bravo. So, Richard, Johnny Bravo?
Who?
The guy on Impact. Remember, you watched it.
Is that a cartoon character?
That too.
Yeah, is that John? Yeah,
Johnny Bravo is a cartoon character. Yeah.
So Richard, thoughts on the 2 latest signees for NXT now?
I'm very glad WWE got Eli, and I'm very, very happy that Taya is finally getting her fair shot at WWE. I think she's going to do stellar, and I think she's going to be the one that beats Io for the belt.
Interesting. Okay, we'll save this. So even like 6 months from now, if it happens, Richard be like, "See, I told you so."
3 months. 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
And
I think Io's destined for the main roster sooner than later.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, no question.
Yeah. Especially after tonight's performance, it's like, who else is there for? I mean, I guess Raquel Gonzalez could be the next one, which we'll get into in a second. But no, I'm happy. I mean, especially because for Taya, she's paid her dues in so many other promotions, and was in Impact for so long, was the Knockout champion for the longest title reign ever, and she's done so much great work, especially with Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
But her husband's there in WWE, so I'm sure she's probably wants to have, probably somewhat same schedule.
I think she could have got there even if she wasn't married to him, though. So,
totally. But I mean, as far as maybe her decision making, it was like WWE is the obvious choice. That way,
it's a dead giveaway.
Yeah, her and her husband probably can commute. I think they still live in LA, so they can fly together and show up. And she goes to Orlando, he goes to Tampa, where the Thunderdome's currently at, and she does her thing at the Performance Center, and then they can fly back together. So it kind of is a win-win for I think both of them. So, but just her character work, I think will really be fun, fresh, character in NXT, especially with all the other.
They need a strong female character in NXT right now, because they have strong female wrestlers, but no one really has a lot of character on besides Candice.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm excited. But for Eli Drake, I mean, God, he's also a former Impact champion. He's done a lot of great stuff in the last few years, especially with NWA more recently. And it's kind of crazy. I was talking to Tommy.
Did a little work in Ring of Honor as well.
Yeah, so we saw the photo of Wade Barrett and Eli Drake during the pre-show. I was like, those two guys a year ago were NWA Power, doing stuff with NWA. So it's just kind of trippy that they've transitioned to both or ended up there. And so I tweeted this out. Besides Nick Aldis, is there anyone else left on the NWA roster? I mean, as far as like big recognizable names, I think everyone is virtually gone now. So it's really gonna be interesting to see how NWA long term, how they're gonna restock that roster. And
they made stars out of nobodies, though. So
that's true.
I'm not really, and I'm not. That's not a slight on anyone. It's just saying we didn't know who most of those people were beforehand. So
the power of
I'm not very concerned.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see what NWA does next, and but for Eli Drake, I'm happy for him too, because he's a little bit older, so for him to get a good opportunity to perform on a bigger level, he's earned that shot. So
he still has his peak years ahead of him, though.
Yeah,
so he's gonna have his best years in WWE, which is right.
And he's great on the mic too. So you think, as far as another character, he could probably cut some really fun promos too.
Well, and that's the big thing, the big difference between Eli Drake and EC3. Very similar characters, but Eli Drake has all the charisma in the world, and Eli Drake is controlling narratives or something.
EC3 is controlling
EC3, sorry. Whatever.
See, forgot about him already.
They're so similar.
Yeah. So, all right, let's jump into the main show itself. And so the first match of the night was the finals for the Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. So Ember Moon, Shotzi Blackheart taking on Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. I mean, for an opening match, I really enjoyed this. I kind of had a feeling that Shotzi and Ember were going to win just because they were the baby faces, and the winners get the title shot against the tag title shot. And since Nia and Shayna are the current champions and they're heels, I thought they want that baby face versus heel dynamic. But
when you look at both of those teams, who do you see as an actual future tag team?
As Raquel and Dakota Kai.
That's how I judged it.
Yeah,
I looked at it and I'm just like, I don't really see Ember as a tag team partner with Shotzi forever. And to me, this is the second best match of the night. I thought this was tremendous.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. As far as Raquel, just God, she's in the time that she's been repackaged as like this, female Kevin Nash, Diesel persona.
I don't even think you can call it a repackage, because like we only saw her 2 or 3 times before this. So
when she was like more like the cowboy gimmick.
Yeah. But I just thought like the psychology on both parts, where Raquel dominated the first couple minutes of the match, and then like both teams doing the isolate a person and try to get him in the corner. Like Dakota Kai was just as sneaky could be.
Yeah.
And eventually you see it in the match where you can see that Ember and Shotzi have picked up on their strategy, so they interrupted their strategy by distracting the referee on one end, and then they both start double teaming on Raquel. So it made it for like oh man, I don't know where this is going anymore.
Yeah. Totally. And that's the thing too, is Raquel, though, when I see her come in, has a presence now. She dominates. I love, when she does her one-hand power bomb. Such a great finisher for her. And it was really interesting because I thought it was going to be potentially maybe like Dakota Kai costs them and they get pissed off and that's where they break up. And maybe Raquel can go on a singles run and maybe go after Io Shirai at some point. So that was kind of like my thinking ahead. I mean, I was thinking ahead outside of this pay-per-view.
There's no chance they put a belt on Raquel Gonzalez yet. She's not had 50 matches her entire career.
Yeah, well, I mean, she definitely, has.
She's
like,
good,
but
she's not tested enough yet.
Well, that's going to be interesting how for the next couple months, I think they got to really start testing her more and just put her in more, maybe some one-on-one feuds and stuff outside. We've seen that with Rhea Ripley, so just the one. But
Rhea Ripley was a wrestler in Australia beforehand. Raquel is brand new to wrestling. That's the difference.
Yeah, but I mean, but Raquel, though, in the short period, she's really, I think, shown that she's come a long way in a short period of time.
Because of who she's working with, though.
True, and I would I'm hoping that she's learned from that too and become better herself. So that's something we can look forward to see more of. It's just hopefully they keep putting her in some good rivalries that really help make her a better performer long term. So I'm looking forward to all of that for her. But this match itself, yeah, you're right. It's just the dynamic of everyone was really good. But ultimately, yeah, Raquel Gonzalez, Dakota Kai get the win here, and then they celebrate at the top of the ramp. And it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to transition, though, for the tag title shot. Will Nia Jackson and Shayna Baszler come over to NXT pretty soon, or will they go over like the SmackDown? I would like to see Nia and Shayna Baszler come over to NXT, especially for Shayna Baszler. It would be a big homecoming for her in many ways, and then also for Nia Jax, maybe they could still reference her whole.
Well, I think the safe bet for Dakota and Raquel is for them to come to NXT, because if Vince sees Raquel, he's going to want her on the main roster, and then she's going to get exposed.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. Yeah, so no, and plus NXT, it'd just be different because the tag title's been sitting on Raw for so long, and it was nice to see them on SmackDown this week, but it's not enough. So I want to see whoever the tag champions travel more, and so coming to NXT will be a lot of fun, I think, for that. So but great opening match here. Let's see. So next up, it was the North American Championship match. Johnny Gargano taking on Kushida here. Man, I know, Tommy, you were really digging this match.
Yeah, it was very hard hitting, and they were just being tough guys in this match, I felt. And they didn't have to not sell anything, but they were just really just grinding it out. It was just such a nice struggle throughout the whole match, I felt.
Yeah, they almost went a full 25 minutes here. So just the back and forth, the counter stuff was really good. Kushida with his forearm hitting is so good. Mm-hmm. He's really working on Johnny's arm
his
here.
His suplexes were just crisp.
Oh, God, the suplex or the off the top rope where they spin in the air. I mean, so good. But, Richard, what'd you think of this second match here?
I found it to be pretty boring.
Really?
Yeah.
What about it?
I honestly didn't feel like there was that much to it. I couldn't get myself into it. There's small moments, but it's not like anything fancy. It was more like there's a moment, for instance, where Johnny was choking Kushida on the bottom rope, and the way he did it, I was like, oh, he's laying that in pretty good there. It looked legit, but like overall, I don't know. I kind of expected a faster paced match out of those two, and I didn't get it.
Yeah, I can see that.
I understand.
And that's the thing too, is there was quite a bit of technical stuff on the mat, and for me personally, and this also kind of was part of the main event as well, where I think sometimes they spend too much time on the mat. I think that really slows things down. And for me, as someone who likes the big power moves, it's
hard to watch Johnny Gargano wrestle like a bigger man when he's technically a cruiserweight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It doesn't connect with me.
Yeah, and then I'm with you because I think sometimes when it gets too technical on the mat, it can kind of really slow down some momentum, at least from my perspective.
I'm fine with technical if it's Kushida's style, but when Kushida has to wrestle Johnny's style, it's kind of like yawning. It's
Okay. I mean, I said there was just some spots that I really enjoyed. Like Tommy and I enjoyed the spot where Kushida's running down the ramp to kick Johnny's arm, but Tommy thought it was like Great Muda
against Hogan.
Back
in '93 in New Japan.
Oh yeah.
So I know it was a much shorter ramp compared to the one in New Japan where Muda had to run the whole long distance.
It was like a block.
That's something we haven't brought up, is that the ramp connected to the ring.
So it was kind of cool, a little bit of a different setup, and I liked the graphics and stuff.
Different platform.
Yeah, so hey, that's fine by me. It's TakeOver. You change the look of it because they are still performing in the same spot, the Capitol Wrestling Center there, where they do regular TV there. So just to change it up a little bit, just to change the feel, even though it's the same setting. I thought that was cool, and I appreciate that.
It's always about presentation with me.
Yeah, exactly. And even Tommy, you like Johnny, like different outfits for Johnny Gargano.
Yeah.
Changing up his look.
Yeah.
So
I just felt Kushida should have took note.
Yeah, by the way, Richard, how does Kushida wrestle in those jeans, man? Like,
I think they're the fake jeans, like
the stretchy
Ambrose's. Yeah.
Even still, I mean, I just got I feel like the irritation in your crotch, like rubbing.
Well, I don't like. Again, I think it looks like denim, but it's not denim.
Yeah, I love the
feel. They're like
them.
jeggings.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's like some sweat. So interesting there. But no, so hey, clean finish. Johnny got the victory. He did his finisher, landed a second time, and pulled it off. And so, yeah, it's interesting. So Johnny now has a couple victories, title defenses, wins. So I guess we can officially say the curse is gone now. Hopefully,
I never said there was a curse. You did. You and your Sasha curses and whatever.
There's curses.
Internet nerds.
It's Halloween, man. It was started in Halloween. Spookiness.
I think the only guy that could take it from Gargano is Bronson Reed.
Yeah,
I'm with you. I think Bronson Reed should be the one, but I think he should squash him.
It's interesting because I think now the last couple months, you think about it, they've had the last month has been so dedicated to the Dusty Cup, men's and women's, and it was over on 205 Live as well. So now that's all done. Some of these storylines I think are done. I think starting this week, we'll probably get a lot of fresh new storylines. There's a lot of people in the roster who haven't been on a takeover before. Well, even Undisputed Era.
There's also going to be a fair amount of people that we'll see from now until January that they're going to wrap up their NXT story.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
well, that's the thing, too. What I'm saying is, as far as Undisputed Era weren't booked for this show as far as a match goes, and I think that's the first time in a couple years. So it's really interesting that NXT, the powers that be, are kind of trying to give some other people some time to shine, get some takeover experiences. And even that, with that being said, there's still a lot of people on the roster who are probably due for some pushes soon. So the coming months, as far as watching NXT, the transition of talent who can go after that North American Championship. So yeah, Bronson Reed, I think, is someone that is due. Swerve Scott, even with the Cruiserweight Championship, what they're going to do with that next. So there's a lot of possibilities, unless Karrion Kross takes the Cruiserweight Championship from Santos Escobar. How funny would it be if he does take that? Because he's been going after him.
He can't. He weighs more than 205 pounds.
He just scares everyone. I am under 205, and you're going to believe it. He just takes.
And I might beat him up and let Scarlett win it.
Yeah, there you go. That can work too. So no, but I really good match here. Just for the North American Championship. So next for Johnny, it's gonna be interesting. So yeah, Bronson Reed, I like that idea, Tommy. Next up was the finals for the men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. MSK featuring Nash Carter and Wesley taking on the grizzled young veterans James Drake and Zach Gibson.
Liverpool's finest.
Yeah, so Richard, I mean, I would hope. Did you enjoy this match?
This was my favorite match of the night.
Okay, all right.
I'm with you on that.
With you. I enjoyed this match too.
It was great.
MSK laid it all out there on the line. Like, you could tell,
man, both teams did. It was just kind of like, it was, I mean, you would think that this was a title match the way they wrestled it. And for me, not really liking or giving a crap about the Rascals, MSK are show stealers in NXT. They are so good. So good.
Their vibe tonight really reminded me of Ricky and Robert from the Rock and Roll Express.
Yeah,
A little bit.
No, I totally agree. No, more than a little bit, a lot. It was great.
Yeah.
They,
And I thought the
camaraderie.
This was very much a Rock and Roll Express against Midnight Express match.
That's what I thought.
This was
Yes.
tremendous.
Yeah, I was going to say probably about like 2/3 or 3/4 into this match. You can see MSK look a little tired because they were just laying it all out there early on. I mean, Dash Carter was taking like a beating, and Wesley was waiting for the hot tag. When he got that hot tag, he comes running in, starts going around all over the ring, making the save. Jumped over the post, the turnbuckle to the outside. Oh my
That was
god!
insane.
The Grizzled Young Veterans doing the Doomsday device.
Yes.
Oh my
On
God.
the outside,
Yes.
it was absolutely bonkers.
A suicide dive into the Doomsday device
That
on the
was
outside.
insane.
Amazing. Like that was like I want to isolate that
Tope
video.
Suicida. I'll get it. I got you covered.
Thank you. But what a spot right there. I was like, oh my god. But I like how Grizzled Young Veterans, like MSK, were doing the high fly babyface type moves. Grizzled Young Veterans were pounding them, countering them when they can. So I like the dynamic.
It was a spot fest inside of a really good match. It was. That's how you do spots, because like whenever they did any of these moves, they weren't throwaway moves. Like people were laid out for a couple of seconds and they tried to get their bearings back, and it was just that's how you do high flying moves like that.
Yeah,
like
yes.
you need to register and sell the moves and not just move into the next thing. Like that's the difference between this and watching a Ricochet match. No offense to Ricochet.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like if you're gonna do a high spot, I mean they call it what do you call it? A high danger or what's the word? I'm blanking. When the chance of something bad happening is very high. What's it called? A high.
Captivating?
No. Like the chance of something bad happening is very high because it's a high risk spot.
Okay.
High risk spot. So, and there are consequences. And so if you don't do it correctly, you could really screw yourself over. So MSK, they were doing all these big high spots, but it hurts them too after it hurts the opponent, but it hurts them too for landing it. So I love that aspect. I mean,
Would you say it's anticlimactic? Or?
No, not very climatic.
Very climatic. Okay.
No, but I'm saying is the as far as them as baby faces go, as far as laying it all out there, you could tell like by 3/4 in, they look really gassed and tired. But I think that's part of like they're going all out and they're leaving it all out there on the ring and the mat out there to win this cup. And so I really like that storytelling. And so, dude, they've been with the company for about a month now. And they win the whole thing, and they're going to get a title shot, right? I believe is that the prize as well?
Yeah, they'll get a
NXT championship. Yeah,
currently held by Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch.
So, God, they really put the rocket on MSK here. So, and
they made the right choice to go to WWE, didn't they?
Yeah,
yes, they did.
But Grizzled Young Veterans, man, 2 years in a row in the finals and losing as well. So. I'm wondering.
Hey, that's like going to if you go to the Super Bowl and you don't win, you still went to the Super Bowl, right?
Right.
Yeah, they're like the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah,
sure.
Of the Dusty Cup tournament.
Or for a long time, Susan Lucci not getting the Emmy.
Exactly.
Till years later.
But no, honestly, Richard and Tommy, I'm with you. Like, I love this match, and I think in many ways it could have been match of the night.
It was. I think
it was. I think this was my main event. It was all downhill from here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Totally
all right.
understand.
No, but like I say, I really enjoy this. MSK is super happy for them.
It was how the youngins say lit.
Yeah, but especially because as the young free agent signings from Impact, it's really good. And so
what's the other guy just showed up at Impact again, didn't he?
Trey Miguel, yeah, a couple weeks ago he came back. He got a little bit of a different gear. He bleached his hair out, so some of a different look, if you want to call it that. So I don't know.
He made the right choice.
Trey Miguel.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's interesting. So I wonder for him, he's gonna get a big singles push. Looks like he's taking on Sami Callihan now.
It's TNA or Impact. They're going to give him a singles push. They're going to reward him for staying.
And MSK are getting a big reward. Looks like for signing. So
yeah.
but here's the thing: these two teams. I thought they were so much fun to watch in this tournament. I really hope this jumpstarts the tag team division in NXT because they've had a great tag team division for years. So I really hope that
until recently. So this has been a really cool relaunch, and because there were so many teams in this Dusty Classic, it really set the table again for like, hey, this is what we've got coming for you.
Yeah, it's a big giant preview. The talent that they have, and so I really hope, because those tag titles, I haven't felt they've been as special lately. No. So I really hope this jumpstarts things for that division. So I'm with you with that. So that's something to keep an eye out for as well. All right. So next up was the triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship. So Io Shirai defending against Toni Storm and Mercedes Martinez. This was
clunky. This was very clunky.
Unfortunately, there were some botches there. The obvious one was Toni Storm.
You had 3 women that they have not had regularly on TV for how long?
Months.
And they expected them to have a takeover quality match.
Yeah.
And
the chemistry wasn't there.
It wasn't.
No, but and I don't blame the talent necessarily. I blame the fact, because they're not getting reps. They're not doing their Coconut Grove loops. They're not getting a chance to wrestle. And especially for Mercedes Martinez, who's a veteran, but she hasn't wrestled in months since
leaving Retribution.
Last year's Royal Rumble.
Well, no. So I'm with you as far as the build for this was not that good. Like I mean, something John.
I know it's not even the build. It's the match itself. It was just bad. I mean, there were spots in it. Like, I can appreciate Io Shirai jumping off the scaffolding, but that's a spot. Like, I'm not going to remember that in a few weeks. I'm going to remember her jumping off of the house at the In Your House NXT. But like, this was not very good. And then like, I'm thinking, at least after this match, maybe Taya's going to come out or something, and nothing happened. So,
what do you think? Okay, power rank Io Shirai's drops. In Your House, War Games with the Trash Can, in this one. In Your House, probably number 1.
I go in that order.
Yeah. In Your House, number 1. War Games, number 2.
And that one
was 3.
Yeah.
Lucha Underground was a great one, but it's separate outside of
WWE.
I need to pull that clip.
That was totally. That's a great one to get. I felt like triple threats sometimes for me, what I get kind of annoyed by is you never actually get to see a lot of the 3 of them go at it at the same time. It's always like they'll start out the 3 of them going at each other, and then one will fall out the ring, and then it's 2 of them going at it, or 2 people go at it for 5 minutes.
That's
or whatever.
what I was thinking.
And then the other person who's been sitting outside resting for a long period of time will then come in, hit one person, and do a high spot, and then that person rolls out, and then the next 2 people go at it. So it was just constantly rotating. It was like a dance, as far as it's never really the 3 of them in at the same time that long.
I also didn't feel like Io was going to lose it. Like, you go in, it's a baby face against 2 heels.
Yeah.
So it just felt kind of obvious too. Like, there was nothing much to it. Like, even it was just sloppy. Like, and they're all good women and they're all really good wrestlers. But it didn't connect at all.
Well, I just felt like, it was the part that was just, I see a lot of people kind of laugh and, notice was Toni Storm when she was trying to do the table spot, and the table just completely fell and broke on its own.
It collapsed.
Wade Barrett tried to make a save and said, after the wait from the last match, it was already kind of wobbly to begin with.
Yes.
So, but Toni Storm, so you could tell, like, she's like, crap, that was supposed to be probably a big spot towards the end of the match, was this table spot. Didn't happen. And so it looks like you can see she's trying to talk to Mercedes Martinez and whisper something. Mercedes counter with a DDT, and then led to Io Shirai jumping off the top of the scaffolding thing there. So
it was very New Jack-like, I jokingly said.
Yeah, so, I mean, to their credit, as pros, they seem to kind of call it on the fly and make up for the botched table spot. But yeah, I felt like it never really got into like a high gear that we've seen Io Shirai and other triple threats, like In Your House. That was a triple threat, with Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. So, with that being said, I mean, Io Shirai, she's probably beaten everyone at this point. So either Raquel or maybe Taya, as you said, can come in, maybe make a surprise this week, surprise debut. But yeah, this match, if I had to power rank out of the 5 matches, it probably was the least one, or at least entertaining one of that. So
it was probably the weaker of the weaker matches of the night.
So, but hey, Io retains, and so continue on with a huge dom. She's been champion since June?
Since June.
So wow, almost 8 months now. So hey, good for her.
In your house.
All right, main event time. So Finn Balor defending the NXT Championship against Pete Dunne here. This one, I'm looking at Wikipedia. It was a little over 25 minutes long. So. Definitely with the takeover, 5 matches, this gave a lot of room for them to work here. So Richard, you said all downhill after the tag match. So I'm guessing this match,
it's the same Pete Dunne match I've seen Pete Dunne in that goes over, 10, 15 minutes. Like he's boring as hell to me. Like I'm so sick of the hand thing. It's boring. Like that's all he does. Like, why am I supposed to care? And shrug. Like, I don't. Like, it makes his opponents look like morons because they should know by now that he's going to go for my hand. It's like, wear mittens or something. I don't know.
Tape them together, right?
Borrow Bernie Sanders mittens.
But Ric Flair used to tape his fingers. So.
Have you ever broken a finger?
No.
I've stubbed. Look at my finger.
Yeah, my knuckles like that. I've broken.
See how thick my finger is here? Yeah,
well, the podcasters can't see that. So.
Maybe I'll put a video. Maybe this will be the first one
I have a scar right here. I broke a knuckle.
I've broken my index and my pinky.
Remember at Santa Cruz?
If the way he does that, like I can't suspend my disbelief because it's like if you break your fingers like that, you're like, fuck this, I'm walking out. I'm going to the back. Like, I'm done.
Yeah,
like,
no, that spot is becoming a little overdone as far as when you do it. It's like...
And how many times did he do it?
Like 3-4 times?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Maximum, yeah.
So I'm with you. It's like that spot itself, I'm a little over with because, if you hurt my finger, like...
How dumb are you to let him do that? Like, that's... Like, come on.
Yeah.
If I'm going for your hands, you're going to shove me off and knock me to the ground. Like, it's dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool the first couple times you see it. And he used to do more joint manipulation with, like, a wrist and like, the elbow and the feet. And now he just goes for people's fingers. And it's like, this is so boring.
Well, okay,
like,
so
I've seen this match. Like,
and
he did the exact same thing with Walter, and that's the only way he could get a long match with Walter.
Yeah.
I mean, Walter kicked his ass. Which was great.
From pillar to post.
Well, I really thought Pete Dunne, I thought he was his most entertaining working with Matt Riddle when he was playing like the straight face guy and Riddle was the goofy one.
When they went full WWE with the character.
Yeah. So so what I'm saying also for this is like I felt like the first 10 minutes they were doing a lot of Matt technical stuff, but I'm with you. That felt a little slow.
The first 2 minutes was solid. Feeling each other out, that was good. And the last 5 minutes, I would say, was good. So then there's what? How long in between? So you said it was a 25-minute match, so that means that there's 18 minutes of him going for his fingers.
Yeah, and it was all in the ring.
So I mean, they kept it in the ring, but as far as like the last 5 10 minutes, wherever it was, where they were starting to get a little more brutal, hard hitting, that was the more entertaining stuff, and that's the stuff that Finn's been doing a good job as a champion with his Kyle O'Reilly matches and stuff. So that stuff is good, but but Pete's style of like going for the hands,
it's not a main event style. Like it's a really niche kind of following for a style. It's like it's not catch wrestling, and it's not like, I mean, he's a cheapskate artist. I mean, that's his thing, but it's like that's all you're doing. Like, why isn't Finn reaching for the ropes and then the referee has to tell him to get off of his hand? And like, there's just nothing like that, and it's boring.
Well, the part where Pete had Finn in the submission hold, and Finn looked like he was knocked out, and this is the newer era of wrestling as far as the second you're knocked out, the ref just calls. He doesn't do like the 10 count, raise your arm 3 times.
Do you remember the Survivor Series or the SummerSlam from the 90s where Backlund beat Brett for the the world title?
That was Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Okay. And he had him in the chicken wing for like 7 or 8 minutes. That's what this felt. That's what this felt like. It just felt like it was going forever, and I wasn't seeing anything different. And it wasn't like, like Samoa Joe really knows how to control a crowd, where he'll put a sleeper hold on someone or a chin lock, and the crowd will start chanting boring, and he'll just leave it on longer. And that I like, and I can appreciate. It's like, okay, you don't control me, I control you. This is just Pete Dunne's style, and there's nothing to it.
Well, so what I was gonna say with Finn, like, he looked like he was about to be knocked out, but he managed to still get his foot under the rope and break it, and then he looked knocked out, but since he got the foot under it, Pete had to break it up, and then Pete grabbed him, and then Finn started coming to. He's like, I'm not quitting. So from that point, that's where Finn started getting like his second win going, and that's when we started to see the Coup Craw and also the 1916, and picked up the victory there. So Finn retains the championship, and good for him. So what's next though for him? It's gonna be interesting. Is it gonna be Adam Cole? Is it gonna be Kyle O'Reilly? I mean, I'm guessing Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole. They're probably gonna go off into a program now. For Finn, does Karrion Kross now come back into the fold? And then, the winner of that versus Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, winner of that feud, meet eventually as well. So as far as the next couple months, it could be really interesting where they're going, the different directions now. So I was really surprised. No Karrion Kross presence tonight on the show. I thought maybe we'll see something. Before I forget, I got to talk about a music video. Cameron Grimes. To the moon.
That was the best part of the show. That was the peak of the show.
Dude, that music video, just flowing the money and to the
He's got that GameStop money now.
And Dog, what is it called?
I forgot what it was, but he kept the drop. To the moon. They just kept over and over.
Dog bone.
God.
It was great. I love it. Cameron Grimes is back, and the world feels a little bit more normal again with Cameron Grimes back on our television.
Just seeing him laid out in his just like
in the pool.
At the pool, sideways, with like money all around him, was just priceless.
It reminded me of the days of Memphis wrestling, where they had the music videos,
yes,
as the vignettes. That's what it reminded me of.
It's
good.
Yeah,
it was good. No, that was a big highlight for the show for me, at least. So, Tommy, any other thoughts from this show that stood out for you want to mention here?
No, I just felt, when did Pete Dunne become the spray tan enthusiast?
God, he's like,
he's been hanging out with Triple H.
Yeah,
man,
he looked yellow.
Yeah.
Like he looked like a Simpsons character.
And he already looks yellow. He looks like the kind of person in England that goes around and puts kittens in a bag and throws them in a river.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That is
Putting
so
that
true.
out there. Pete Dunne is a cat killer. Send your hate tweets to @BabyHuey83 on Twitter.
Don't do that.
Here we go again.
Oh my God. Richard, anything else from the show that stood out for you want to mention here?
Not a thing.
Gotcha.
To me, this is the weakest takeover I've seen, and I've seen them all.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, no, the fallout on this week's episode of NXT is gonna be really fun, just because the cliffhanger that they left it on. It's great. Like, I like how you get like a happy ending, I guess, as far as like a babyface winning, but then there's a little bit extra, like a bonus post-credit scene, like a Marvel movie, and what Undisputed Era did here, like, got the buzz and everyone talking. So the fallout on this week's episode of NXT is going to be really interesting. See what Adam Cole addresses. So I don't know. Like, I was kind of hoping for a little bit longer run of Adam Cole as a babyface. I was curious to see how that was going to play out, but here they are, back to being a heel.
No, why would you want to see that? Why? Why? He has got the biggest dick smile. Like, he is oh my God, he's holding up an action figure, folks, that you can't see.
Have
this
Adam
is a
Cole,
podcast.
baby.
Audio.
I'll put a video version out there. But no, but yeah, Adam Cole I think is a much better heel, and so
Just like Kevin Owens.
Yeah, we're gonna get heel Adam Cole now. I'm guessing, and when he said that's my title, I was like, whoa, that just summed up his motivation.
And a little Shawn Michaels heel vibe too.
Yeah, it really just sums up where his head's been at this whole time. putting on a smile, but deep down in the back of his head, he's like, he wants that title back. So
Yep.
Well, of course, that's what it's all for.
Yep, it's all for motivation, man. Just like Roman Reigns, head the table. He'll do whatever he can to keep that Universal Championship, and I like that. It's like just your motivation is to keep that championship. So, looking forward to, man.
I want to make an early prediction. I think we are going to get Karrion and Finn Balor, and I feel like Adam Cole's still going to cost Finn Balor the title, even though it could look like Karrion's going to beat him.
Yeah.
He's just going to put the nail in the coffin for that.
Yeah.
Bullet Club.
Triple H likes that old NWA booking, so
Yeah, that would work.
So Karrion, like hypothetically speaking, he'll see it like Adam come in and just let him do his thing, and then just take the pin after. Is that what you mean?
Like Karrion's in a position where he could still win, but Balor's in a position where he possibly could win himself and then get a super kick out of nowhere and change the tides.
Yeah,
but I will say Balor's been pretty flawless as champion.
Yeah, I mean,
he was the last run.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for Finn, to his credit, he's really been, I think, doing a good job as the face of NXT, holding the championship, and
I'd like to see more out of him because I don't. Some NXT does this thing from time to time where their champions aren't defending belts, and they'll just do backstage promos or whatever, and I'm always confused as to why, because it's not. Sometimes I wonder, is this kind of like to get you used to them not being there because they're going to go to the main roster, but then you find out that some people just stick around longer. They're injured and you don't know about it. So I don't know. He's done a good job defending it on takeovers, but he hasn't really had any matches on TV.
Well,
I'm not calling for him, the champions, to wrestle every week. I think it would be in our benefit to see them wrestle at least once a month, even if it's a tag match or something.
I'm with you exactly. I think a fighting champion, really, when you're a babyface champion, a fighting champion is what you need to be. The fact you said that, I'm sure people listening might say, well, keep in mind he had a broken jaw for a bit, and that was with the end of summer, early fall. And then what else? Didn't he have another injury, right? Or was it Kyle O'Reilly? The match with Kyle O'Reilly?
Just the jaw injury.
Yeah, so he had a couple of minor injuries that kept him out for a little bit. But I get what you're saying. I want to see more of him wrestling just on Wednesday nights as well. So,
for all the champions, it's I feel like the only ones that are really carrying that weight are the tag team champions.
Yeah. In North America, and Johnny Gargano's been having a big presence week to week as well. Yeah. So it's cool, man. I mean, NXT this week's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to see what happens. All right, well, let's start wrapping things up for this episode of In The Kliq. Richard, where can all the Kliqsters find you online?
You can find me on Instagram at Pro Wrestling 101. Got the cool photo of Terry Funk there. And you can send your hate messages to @BabyHuey on Instagram, @BabyHuey83, and send your hate tweets to BabyHuey83.
Damn you. Just damn you.
What? No one does it.
Yeah, I get DMs from everyone.
Yeah, do you? When you start getting hate tweets, I want you to screenshot it and send it to me so I can keep them.
Make a collection of it.
Yeah.
Tommy, where can the Kliqsters find you?
Well, first things first, I just want to give a shout out to Bronson Steiner. Hopefully he's coming to NXT, so we'll see. But you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at IronFist1982.
And I'm Baby Huey. Follow me on Facebook at Baby Huey Official, Twitter and Instagram at Baby Huey83, as Richard has mentioned several times tonight.
Yeah, send your hate messages for myself and Tommy to @BabyHuey83.
And please subscribe to In The Kliq on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Stitcher. We're on all the major podcast platforms. Buy the merch over at Teespring. You can find the link to that in the bio of our social media handles, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at In The Kliq, and inthethe@gmail.com. And on that note, let's go home. And that's the bottom line, because Huey said so.